That's a real one in your reflection, without a follow, without a mention.
Alright, hi everyone. I just got out from seeing Ready Player One for the first time after reading the book, and I just want to say that it was so bad. It was so bad. Alright, I am finally back home. As promised, I am recording my take on both the movie and the book for Ready Player One. I want to start by saying that the book is amazing. Like, the book is truly phenomenal, and people are gonna think that I'm exaggerating when I say this maybe, but this is the first like fantasy book in a long time, like honestly since Harry Potter, that has had me like so engrossed and just had me like super involved. Alright, judge me if you like. I legit, between like in the chapters in the 30s, I legit cried like 3 times. Yeah, like I was legit in my bed and I was reading it and it was like, but this is so good. Like, it was just like every time at every turn when I expected like the bottom to fall out, or just expected the story to go downhill, or just expected there to be some like nonsensical, chaotic like shift in the plot line. It never happened. It was consistent. It was like amazing. The only thing that is like a maybe is like I had to think about it a little bit, kind of a lot of it, was the ending. The ending when he meets Artemis and he sees her in person for the first time, and they sit and they touch hands, and it ends with him saying, for the first time in my life, I didn't want to log into the Oasis. And the reason why, for me, this was meh, is only because I turned the page and expected the book to continue. So once I like realized it was the end, and I was able to like step back and reflect and consider the impact or the weight of what, or the gravity of what the Oasis had meant to Wade his entire life, then I was like, okay, I'm not mad at it. I can see it. That's not a horrible ending. However, I did want it to continue. I didn't want the story to end, right? So let's just take this a step further. The author of this book now has a fan in me. Seriously. I bought the book on my iPad, so from the iBook store. Therefore, Armada, his second book, was also like the first chapter of that was included at the end of Ready Player One, and I read it, and I'm gonna read it. Probably not before the summer, because I have other books that are slated before that, but so he's such a good writer, and it's crazy that Ready Player One was his first book, but also there's other authors who their first books have just been phenomenal. It's like the Lauryn Hill effect. Her first project, just boom. So it was really good. I can't say enough good things about the book. I recommend everyone read it. I thought it was a great body of work. It was like, it captured you, it held your attention, you became very invested in the characters, you wanted to know where the storyline was going to take you. There was no major like disappointing plot twist. I think the characters were very well developed. I think that you could tell there was some thoughtfulness that went into it. I just think it's amazing, and I could see why it has kind of become a cult classic, right? Alright, so having said that about the book, I kind of already opened this with my take as soon as I finished seeing the movie. It was a little harsh on my way home. I was like, that's a little harsh. However, like, I don't blame the actors. I don't think they did a poor job. I think for the most part, they were all good. I wanted to say really good, but that felt inauthentic. I think they were all good. Kind of expecting more, however, I think that it's kind of dishonest to say that the movie is based on the book. Obviously it is, but I feel like it should have said loosely based on the book. Like, they changed so much, like they truncated it. Obviously it's a movie, it's not an entire book. You can't build it out the same way unless you want to turn it into like one of the Lord of the Rings extended like editions, which are amazing. Okay, the like non-extended edition cannot hold up. However, obviously that's not what Spielberg was going for here. However, I think it's a shame, because I feel as if he kind of adopted his background, it kind of became more of a based on like movies. And it definitely ended up being based a lot more on Holiday's life than it was in the book. So in the book, it's more of what Holiday loved, whether it was his music, his video games, definitely the arcade games, music, books. Like, it became everything he loved, he wanted other people to love as well. But in the movie, it was kind of just like scenes from his life. It just was like not where it was at for me. There were like a group of like young guys next to me. They were sighing throughout. It just wasn't, if you read the book and if you were a fan of the book, it definitely was not what you were anticipating. As I was heading out, I did hear some other folks say that was really good. So, and there were also some points where I heard folks behind me laughing. I didn't laugh on that. I think it's because, and I tried to detach from the idea, but I think it's just the entire time I was sitting there just being like, no. So I do this to myself. A friend asked me earlier, I was just like, do you think it spoils it for you because you make it like a priority to read the books before you see the movies? And I was like, I don't always do it, but definitely I try to. And with only 2 exceptions, I've always left disappointed. And the only 2 exceptions are Twilight and The Great Gatsby. And I know some folks felt differently about The Great Gatsby, but I thought it was cinematically like a beautiful film. And then Twilight, I don't think Stephenie Meyers is that good of a writer. But the movies were well done. And in all fairness, I'm only halfway through the second book. I have all of them. I'm making my way through it. I've been trying to make my way through it forever, but this time I'm super committed. So maybe that'll change. Folks have told me that I'm hard on her as a writer, but then like some other folks who I know are just also like, yeah, she's not that good. I'm like, right? But neither here nor there. I think that the movie was okay. I definitely don't think it's amazing. I don't plan on checking it out again. If you haven't read the book, you'll probably enjoy it a lot more than if you had. I do think that also what Spielberg did a lot with just the portrayal, the depiction, just like the storyline, I felt a lot of it was archaic. I felt like it was kind of outdated. I just didn't think that it was well done. Even going into the Oasis, I did smile when they first showed the Oasis. I smiled because it was like bright colors coming at me. So I had an expectation that was not met. Like, it was just like an old gaming system. And granted, in the book, Holiday does have them play a lot of his old favorite games. But the Oasis itself is supposed to be a place where you go in, you're kind of just transformed, and you're carried into like this alternate reality. And I just don't feel like that's what happened here. I feel like I was very present in the fact that this was not the real world. It was definitely something that appeared to be different. I just was expecting more, and my expectations were not met. If you want to see it, I definitely wouldn't say don't go see it, but I would say that if you have read the book, you will probably have too high of expectations, so you might want to just throw those out the window. And if you haven't seen it, then you should just walk in with no expectations, and maybe you'll have a better experience. But that's my take. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. But if you all saw it and you felt differently, or if you read the book, what were your takes? I would love to hear. But yeah, so I'll post a video soon telling you what I'm reading next. And until then, I hope that everyone is having a wonderful day.